This is Jeremy from BeYourOwnIT.com with our Lesson 8 video review. Lesson 8 focuses on computer lockups. It's still somewhat of a mystery for most of us, and there are a lot of different reasons that a computer can lock up. And at the end of the day, it can create this paranoia and obsession where people have to save their work every 2 seconds because they're always afraid of their computer locking up. So it's important that you understand a couple of reasons why computers lock up. So sometimes it's a software conflict. Try to keep, the first important thing is not to blow anything out of proportion. Sometimes computers lock up. They just do, now and again. Mine has here and there, it's brand new. So we need to know is try to look for trends. So if you're using, let's say I'm using Mozilla Firefox and Adobe Dreamweaver, and every time I use those two programs together, my computer crashes. That's when you hit the web, or of course our forums, where we can get you the answers nice and quick, and search for things like X makes my computer lock up. So if every time you launch Adobe Photoshop, it locks up. Or when I'm running X and X, my computer locks up. Hopefully there's someone out there with the same problem. Odds are there is. Most oftentimes software problems can be repaired just by uninstalling or reinstalling the software. That's usually exactly where I start. Just remove it and reinstall it. Sometimes hardware conflicts. These are typically the easiest to find because you usually see them whenever you add a piece of hardware. So if you put a new sound card in your computer or a new video card, and then all of a sudden you experience all sorts of lockups or things like that, odds are it's a hardware issue. Now that can be twofold. It dovetails back into software issues because a lot of times it's just a driver issue, right? Because hardware uses software to work. So oftentimes if it's a hardware issue, I'll try different versions of the driver, see if there's a newer driver out there. Then I also will look at any known issues between the hardware. And then of course you have spyware and viruses. Everybody knows those things lock your computer up. And oftentimes when somebody is having significant lockups or very frequent, that's exactly where I start. Load on AVG, load on Spybot or Nadware or Malwarebytes, whatever you're familiar with, and update them and scan first. Odds are you've got some adware. Pretty much everyone does, and that could be the reason for it. Another issue that people oftentimes overlook are heat issues. It's usually one of the last places people look, but one of the quickest fixes. Nowadays, people have got these fancy computer desks, and I hate to sound like an old grandpa or something, but people like to hide their tower, and I don't blame them. But what can happen is you have no air circulation. If you leave your computer on constantly, heat can build up, and the computer, when it reaches a point where it's too hot, it'll lock up. Some of them will shut down just to protect themselves. So keep an eye on that. If you have it in a cabinet, at least open the door when you're using it. Shut it off when you're not using it. Also, you might want to check external things as well. If you've got it plugged into a surge strip, try it in a different surge strip, or try it directly in the outlet. A lot of times I've found things wrong with the surge strip or that particular outlet, believe it or not. So detecting lockups is probably one of the most annoying tasks any tech can take on, and it's one of the most annoying things for any user to deal with. So the takeaway is there's several reasons for it. If you think logically and look for trends, odds are you'll be able to figure out exactly what's causing it. And just remember too, computers lock up now and again. They're not perfect. Sometimes we cause it, and it's not always that big of a deal. So that completes Lesson 8, and we look forward to seeing you in Lesson 9. Make sure to hit our forum and get any questions in there that this lesson raised for you.